nowadays, you see the stats of young men don't want to get married, don't want to have kids. Young men don't know what it is to be a man nowadays, like they did maybe back in the days. It's a massive crisis. People on the left are talking about it. People on the right are talking about something that they're all gradually, Scott Galloway the other day was being interviewed by Ben Stiller, and he told Ben Stiller, like, listen, men are not having enough sex. They're having a hard time finding girls. They're having a hard time making kids. They're having a hard time with this whole marriage thing. What advice would you give to young men that are looking for a wife?
Well, first of all, what you just described is what they call beta boys. You ever heard of beta boys?
Of course, absolutely.
So that's who they are.
Yeah.
There are more women in dental school than men now. There are more women in law school than men now. There are more women in medical school than men now. Women are becoming, like in some animal kingdoms, the women rule the roost. Mm-hmm. And this whole beta boy thing is a crisis for America because, where are the men?
Mm-hmm.
I think in this day and time, I never was around for online dating, and I don't think I would want to do online dating. I like to go in and, do it live.
You and I both.
I don't need that. But at this day and time, the people aren't in bars. People are not drinking. I own a restaurant in Disney Springs called Wine Bar George, and, wine sales are down. And I got one of the great sommeliers, George Miliotis. If you ever go to Disney, call me and let me set up the greatest wine of your life. George Miliotis is like one of the top grand sommeliers in the whole world. But wine is down, booze is down, people aren't going out. So what I would say to people in business, there's a book called Never Eat Alone.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept of the book is if you're at home, you're not going to find business. I would give the same advice to my kids or to these kids. Get out, network, mingle, go, do something. I don't care if it's your church or your temple or wherever. Get out of the house and put the damn Nintendo paddles down and quit gaming in the basement at 25 and living at mom and dad's. Get up, get out, get busy.
As simple of an advice as that is, John, it is so profound. To you and I, we may look at it and say, what's the big deal? It is life-changing. I'm in Vegas the other day. Vegas is getting destroyed because they no longer have the traffic they had. Why? You can gamble online. You can swipe right online. You have no reason to go to Vegas. When they say whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, whatever happens in Tinder stays on Tinder. Like that is no longer like that complicated of a deal of what to do. But
the other thing I'll tell you, interesting stat. My son just got married in Maui. Now he's got off the couch. He was out. He's a mingler. But this book I wrote that's being edited, Life is Luck. I did a thing about who you marry. That's a big piece of luck. 50% of Americans ended up in divorce. 62% of second marriages end in divorce. 73% of third marriages in divorce. But here comes the statistic.
Here we go.
Whoever gets married after 30, there's only 4% get divorced. So my advice to these young men is get it out of your system. Get it out of your system, because a lot of people get it out of their system after they've been married, and that doesn't work.
No,